Egypt, or as the Egyptians and Arabs call it, Mother of the World. It is considered one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world because of what it possesses, along with tourist places that attract tourists and entice their eyes with its amazing ingredients and views. Perhaps the mention of Egypt reminds us of the pyramids, and indeed, the areas where the pyramids are located are considered the most famous tourist areas in Egypt and in the whole world, as they are classified among the 7 wonders of the world. Tourism constitutes an important source of support for the Egyptian economy. Egypt is a country that cares about tourism and facilitates the access of tourists to it and provides them with all means of assistance and comfort to carry out their tour and enjoy the beauty of Egypt and its monuments. In this short video, we present to you the 10 most beautiful tourist areas in Egypt. Number 1. Egyptian Pyramids. The Egyptian pyramids are one of the 7 wonders of the world. It was built by the ancient Egyptians between 2630 and 1530 BC. It was also used as a tomb for kings and queens. The Pyramid of Khufu, located west of Giza, is the largest among them. It is an unparalleled tourist attraction. Despite the passage of thousands of years since their construction, the pyramids are still the most powerful symbols of Egyptian civilization to this day. The pyramids are not only the goal of every visitor to Egypt, they are also a source of inspiration for art and cultural life in the country of the Nile. The pyramids were built from huge stones that were transported from the Aswan region, south of Cairo, across the Nile River, which was then reaching the pyramids area. The Greek historian states that the construction and preparation of the single pyramid took decades. Number 2. Cairo. Cairo is the capital of the Arab Republic of Egypt and its largest and most important city. It is the largest Arab city in terms of population and area. It ranks second in Africa and 17th globally in terms of population. Its population is 21,322,750 million people, according to 2021 statistics. They represent 20% of Egypt's total population of 100 million people. Cairo is one of the most culturally diverse cities. It witnessed many different historical periods throughout the ages. And there are many ancient and modern monuments. It became an open museum that includes pharaonic, Greek, Roman, Coptic and Islamic antiquities. Cairo is considered both a governorate and a city, that is, it is a governorate that occupies the entire area of one city, and at the same time a large city that constitutes a governorate in its own right. Number 3. Luxor City. Luxor City, or the City of Civilization. The Open Temple is one of the most important tourism cities in Egypt at all. It is as old as history itself. Wherever you go in Luxor, you will find a monument speaking of a great civilization. Why not? It is Thebes, the capital of the ancient pharaonic state, and the most important temples and pharaonic monuments. The city of Luxor not only attracts culture and history buffs for its enormous cultural heritage, but at the same time, it offers tourists many surprises. The most prominent of which are cruise trips in Luxor on the Nile River, which bisects it into 2 halves. Enjoying the most beautiful landscapes, as well as flying balloon trips that give you the most beautiful view of the city from above. And of course, don't forget to ride the chariot, the most popular means of transportation in Luxor. And above all, the climate is mild in winter. Who made Luxor a global mashta? There is no equal. Number 4. Alexandria. It is the second capital of Egypt and was its capital in the past. It is the capital of Alexandria Governorate and its largest city. It is located on the Mediterranean coast, about 55 kilometers northwest of the Nile Delta, on an area of 2679 kilometers squared. It is bordered to the north by the Mediterranean Sea, and from the south, Lake Marriott, to the 71st kilometer on the Cairo-Alexandria Desert Road. It is bordered to the east by Abu Qir Bay and the city of Idku in the Buhara Governorate, and from the west until Kilo 36:30 on the International Coastal Road and Burj Al Arab Center. The Pearl of the Mediterranean has an atmosphere that makes it more in tune with its neighbors to the north than its neighbors in the Middle East. It is the city of Alexandria, which was founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BC. It includes the Pharos Lighthouse, Alexandria, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world. And it was the setting for a violent romantic love story that arose between both Antony and Cleopatra. At the present time, Alexandria includes wonderful landmarks that bear witness to the great Greek history, in addition to beautiful mosques, a group of casinos extending on the Corniche, some picturesque gardens, and modern and old hotels. Number 5. Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai is a mountain located in the south of the Sinai Governorate in the Arab Republic of Egypt, near the monastery of St. Catherine. Mount Catherine is called by several names, the most important of which is Mount Moses or Mount Horeb. Its height is more than 2,285 meters above sea level. It is one of the most famous mountains in Egypt, which is the focus of attention of thousands of tourists from all over the world. Its view is stunning at sunrise and sunset. It is considered one of the most visited areas by both Muslim and Christian tourists in the Sinai region. This is because it contains rocky paths illuminated by stars while walking at night. And also because it contains a small Greek church and a small mosque. Tourists also enjoy the sight of the candles scattered on the mountain from the Christian pilgrims going to it. While walking in the mountain, there are many people selling snacks and cold juices. There is also a group of small kiosks in it. Number 6. Giza. Giza is the capital of the Governorate of Giza. Together with Cairo and Shubra al-Khaimah, it formed Greater Cairo. Giza is located in northern Egypt, between the Nile River to the east and the Western Desert to the west. It is adjacent to Cairo, the capital of Egypt. Giza is one of the largest Egyptian cities in terms of area and population. The most important characteristic of Giza Governorate. Giza Governorate includes a number of the most important monuments and shrines of Egypt, such as the 3 Pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx, and the area of the ruins of Abu Sir and Saqqara, famous for the Pyramid of Djoser, the Pyramid of Saqqara, or the Step Pyramid. It is an archaeological landmark in the Saqqara necropolis, northwest of the ancient city of Memphis in Egypt. It was built during the 27th century BC to bury Pharaoh Djoser, and his minister, Imhotep, built it for him. And Hermes Dancer and Zoo, Orman Garden, and Media Production City. And the pharaonic village in Sakit Maki. Number 7. Aswan. Tourism in Aswan is not only ancient ruins. However, there are many important landmarks in Aswan. The bright sun of Aswan is considered the most important feature of this charming city, as European tourists come to it seeking warmth from the frosts of their country in the winter season. Medical tourism is also flourishing in Aswan, as well as recreational. It has natural reserves, stunning scenery and great waterfalls. Also, the High Dam is a symbol of the struggle and success of the Egyptian people for development and prosperity, in addition to the cruise trips in Aswan. Visitors have been accepting tourism in Egypt for decades, as it was given its privileged location and the convergence of the continents of the ancient world, Asia, Africa and Europe through it, and if we say that Egypt has countless monuments, then tourism in Aswan includes many of these monuments and more than historical monuments. The city of Aswan, although the features of ancient Egypt are completely different from any historical monuments in the whole world. It is not the remains of buildings, palaces or temples, but rather an entire civilization whose temples are still in full splendor and splendor. Number 8. Hurghada. Hurghada is the administrative capital of the Red Sea Governorate. It occupies an area of 40 kilometers of coastal strip on the western shore of the Red Sea. It is bordered to the north by the city of Ras Gharb, to the south by the city of Safaga, to the east by the Red Sea coast, and to the west by the Red Sea Mountains. It is considered the most important Egyptian tourist center on the Red Sea coast. It is one of the most important tourist centers in Egypt and the Middle East. Hurghada is the second largest Egyptian city overlooking the Red Sea after Suez. Number 9. Sharm El Sheikh. Sharm El Sheikh is the largest city in South Sinai and a global tourist hub. It is famous for diving. There is Ras Mohammed Nature Reserve to the south of it. Its area is about 424 square kilometers. It is the most famous tourist city in Sinai, and tourism activity has developed greatly in the last 20 years. The importance of Sharm El Sheikh lies in its location at the head of the Red Sea. It is then branched into the Gulfs of Suez and Aqaba, which led to a more distinguished environment that is the main element of the tourist attraction. Number 10, Matra. Matra is one of the most prominent Egyptian governorates, which is located in the northwestern side of it. Marsa Matruh is its capital. It ranks second in terms of area compared to the rest of the Egyptian governorates, so that it is about 166,000 square kilometers. It extends linearly, starting from the western side of Alexandria, with a length of about 450 kilometers, and from the southern side of Siwa Oasis, at a depth of about 400 kilometers. It is surrounded by the governorate of Buhara and Alexandria from the east. From the south, the New Valley and Giza. Among the most important landmarks and activities that can be done in Marsa Matruh are the following. The beaches of Marsa Matruh are among the well-known and beautiful beaches in Egypt and scattered along its long coast. It is considered the most beautiful city overlooking the Mediterranean Sea in Egypt. It is these beaches: Ajiba Beach, Graham Beach, Al Ubaid Beach, and Cleopatra Beach,